I'm starting the recording. So today we were going to learn about the kiosk mode. What is the kiosk mode? Yesterday we covered the configuration profiles, that how configuration profiles are created and what is the requirement of the configuration profile. Okay, so coming to here. So in this lab, you use Microsoft Intune to create, apply a configuration policy to run single app kiosk mode on a Windows 11 device. As already explained, you guys are aware about what is the kiosk mode. So if you will talk about what is the kiosk mode, sharing my screen. Kiosk is something that when you try to access a particular application or a particular functionality of Windows for specifically a device, that it should run that function or that application itself. It should not run any other application or any other functionality at that time. So on Windows device, you can configure these devices to run in single app kiosk mode. On Windows 10 devices, you can configure these devices to run multiple app kiosk mode. To configure multi-app kiosk on Windows, go to setup multitask kiosk on Windows 11 device. So options we have it on the platform to configure the kiosk mode. Okay, so before we begin, it is going to tell us what is the prerequisite that we have to do. So create a Windows kiosk device configuration profile. How we have to create that configuration profile, we can read here. Microsoft Admin Center, devices, manage devices, configuration, create new policy, Windows 10, template, kiosk, create. Yesterday we saw that how we were creating the profiles and all. So in basics, enter the following properties. These properties, okay, configuration settings, select a kiosk mode, choose the type of kiosk mode supported by the policy option included. I will show it here. So as per our lab requirement, we are going to create the kiosk. You have been asked to configure CWS2 as a Windows 11 kiosk to allow Contoso visitors the ability to browse the internet, only to browse the internet. Okay, you need to ensure that kiosk is configured as follows: a single app full screen kiosk. Okay, so there are two things once you will configure the policy or setting configuration. So it will ask that whether you want to do the single app full screen kiosk or single app not the full screen kiosk. So there will be two buttons, you have to switch it on and off. And then auto log on, do you want auto log on? Provide access to the Microsoft Edge browser, which is to be configured in public browsing. In private mode, the home page should be configured for https bing.com. So in the kiosk mode, you can configure the site also, particular site, that only that particular site will only open, nothing else will open. So first of all, we will enroll SCWS2 to Intune. Okay, because we are to test that device only. Can anyone tell that which enrollment method I'm going to use to enroll the device? Anyone? Guys, are we there?
Yeah, yeah.
Which enrollment method I'm going to use to enroll the device?
It seems this is the corporate, not the bring your own device, right? Not BYOD. This is a company owned device. We are configuring it, right?
Yeah, and we are doing the automatic enrollment, joining enter ID, joining the device with the enter ID.
Mm.
Where is the password for Alan Young?
I think it was up.
That was for Johnny Sherman.
uh,
This is the problem, man. Let me try this.
I think I saw that one time. Once you scroll to the next screen, it was there.
I'll scroll it again. It- This was the first lab
Mhm.
where he is not there.
Mm.
Then in the second lab, he's not there. Alan
Yes,
Young.
should be.
His credentials are there, but not the password.
Mm.
Johnny Sherman, we have.
Set my password. Hmm.
Okay, this is Alan Young. We will do the reset of the password. YOLO2192. It was WS2 or WS1?
It was two. Workstation 2.
Mhm.
Will you type the right password?
Again, I locked his account.
It doesn't show on the top where we have all the passwords.
No, no, no. It doesn't show for the particular account, actually. It shows for the admins and the devices ID, password, and everything.
Hmm.
It was your loop 192. Yeah. I will keep the password this one this time. Mm.
Maybe use the admin one.
Yeah, admin password. I will use it so that again and again this password. Okay. And this is having the problem with this also. So so another option switching there.
Maybe use the same password as the workstation 2 login.
It was same password now. I
Okay.
wanted to use it. Got it.
Maybe just add something else in the end.
Someone has connected some USB or something and which is
Hmm.
matched. Okay, so it is doing the intra registration, that is automatic enrollment. Why we are doing it? Just to enroll the device so that the device which is enrolled, we can use that device for the kiosk creation. Okay, so as of now, everyone has got the idea about the autopilot, that why we do, how we do the autopilot. And with that rugged that I have sent, sorry, I'm saying rugged, that regal steps that I shared for creation, actually means to follow these steps over WhatsApp. I shared it, I expect. So that can be followed to learn and to go through the autopilot settings. But I'll be covering this autopilot creation, profile creation and all. It is there in this lab, so wanted to complete this one. This is the easy one, easiest one. So there are two questions which are going to come in the MD102, and in the interviews also they mainly ask about the kiosk, that how we configure the kiosk. So what we have done, we have set up the device for the Alendiong access work connected. Okay. Now we will create the group NSBR1. So to create the group, new group.
I had one question within this screen.
Yeah.
Once this setting, Microsoft Android roles can be assigned to the group. What this setting actually related to the device group or user group? It's
Mm.
still confusing to me.
So use this setting to yes to use the groups to assign roles. Once set, the group eligibility for a role assignment is permanent. Once we create the RBAC policies, so
Mhm.
we create the RBAC policies for assigning the roles to the users or not to the devices, only to the users. So if we will click it yes, then you will see the membership type will get removed from assigned,
Mhm.
and you will see the roles to assign.
Okay, okay. So
So
this is kind of a role group, like permission group, right?
yeah, yeah,
To
yeah, role groups. That roles that you have, like global administrator or service desk is there or not? Desktop desk support, or yeah, help desk administrator, desktop analytics administrator. So like that, the roles you can assign.
okay, okay.
If you will click on no, that option will go.
Mm.
Coming to the group name. Okay. Group description. So first of all, group is required to be created so that the WS2, the device that we have workstation 2, we can bring that device or we can add that device here. So we will add this device here directly. CWS2. See, it is here. Okay. We will select it, create it. It's done. Now we will be creating the configuration policy.
Can't we use a dynamic group for this one?
Yeah, dynamic group can also be used. You can bring all the devices means, but you should be knowing that what are the set of the devices that I can bring in here. Like if you want to bring the devices which are running on Windows 10, so you can configure the dynamic rule like that. Devices on OS on Windows 10 or 2022 should be there. So they will come here. Got it?
Yeah, yeah.
So new policy, Windows 10 and later. Anyone just guide me with this?
Mm-hmm.
Templates,
Kiosk.
template name, kiosk. See, you will get the template also. So everything is already there. You just have to click yes, no for the settings. Select kiosk mode. So what you want to choose? There will be two things: single app full screen kiosk and multi-app kiosk. Multi-app means more than one app you can add them. More than one or two apps you can add in the multi-app kiosk, and in the single app kiosk there will be full screen, and in that full screen that single app will only run. So we will here is the requirement to create a single app and full screen. User logon type auto log on as it was set to us. It depends totally upon the requirement, that what is the requirement coming from the requester end. So application type is going to be Edge. Okay, Kiosk browser. Auto log on application type at Microsoft Edge browser. So it's going to use Edge as the browser, or we can add the store apps also that we have.
Store app means like custom application, you
Yeah,
mean?
custom applications. It is already the Bing.com. They will add Bing.com public browsing in private. It is already selected. So refresh browser after idle time 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, the browser will refresh. These things we are keeping as it is. Okay. Now we have to select the group where we have to apply this policy. So we will add the group here. Contours of kiosk devices we have created. It will give you the size members also. Okay, done. No need of assign the applicability rule, but if there are situations you want to apply that assign profile, if OS edition is Windows 11, Windows 10. So like that you can assign the property also and rules also, that if this rule is getting fulfilled, then only the kiosk will apply to that device. Okay, this is the beauty of this configuration, kiosk configuration policy that we have in Intune. So just remember this kiosk related thing, because it is many a times asked that under which setting template it is there. So it is under the templates, not the setting catalogs. We will review and create it. Okay, so how much time usually it takes to apply on the devices? We will restart it, saying to come to work or school. What we will do? We will sync the device.
We can sync from the Intune as well, right? The same thing.
Yeah, from Intune also we can sync, but from Intune, if you are syncing from Intune, it's going to sync only particular things like in 5 minutes. But here, if you will sync from the device and itself,
Mhm.
then it will be much faster. Okay. See, it also tells that 5 to 10 minutes before the kiosk policy is available to sync, you may wish to wait for 5 to 10 minutes for selecting the sync. Close the settings app, WS2. Okay, it's asking to restart WS2. So notice that CWS2 automatically signs in. Once the restart will complete, it will automatically sign in, and Microsoft Edge is displayed, configured within private browsing in CWS2 does not sign in automatically, repeats steps 1 to 7, ensure that the policy has refreshed. So it is telling that if it is not automatically sign in, so you have to repeat these steps to check. So after completing this exercise, you will have successfully created and assigned a configuration policy to configure a Windows 11 device as a single app kiosk. Whenever, see, it is logged in automatically.
Mm.
Okay, it's opening the device. Whenever you are getting any requirement or any request from your management that you have to configure the kiosk, so it is not a rocket science. You have to keep in mind that it's very easy to be done. So
Here is it asking password.
mm, I think the policy is not yet applied.
We have to wait for 5 10 minutes.
It's saying that do the same thing from 1 to 7.
So then we have to like disconnect and connect again.
No, no, no. I will restart it. Just restart
Mm.
SPR1. I will see the device if it is there in Intune. See, it is here in Intune.
Mm-hmm.
We will sync it from here. Earlier, we were enrolling a device, it was not coming to Intune, but now that MDM scope and everything is done perfectly, so it is working fine. We will sync it from here to. So it's gonna take some time, like 5 to 10 minutes.
Mm.
Okay, we will log in and do the sync in the device also.
So the kiosk machine will have only Edge browser, right? Nothing else you can access.
Only Edge browser, and we have allowed the auto log on. So it will get auto log on.
Auto log on and it will have only the browser.
Yeah, with the Alan Dion credentials, it will do the auto log on. I think it got applied. See, it got applied, but if we will restart, then only it would work.
So will it here it says it's local account. So when it auto log on, it will be enter ID login, right? Not the local account.
Yeah, it will be intra ID login because we have done the intra ID joining part for this device first.
Mm.
Meanwhile, it's happening. We'll come to the another topic. So, using a configuration policy to configure iOS and iPad OS Wi-Fi settings. So, this is the also important topic to be covered because many a times it is asked that in the see it is login to the kiosk. Okay, auto log on happened. So using configuration policy for iOS and iPad OS Wi-Fi settings. So we are going to configure a setting that will apply the your organization Wi-Fi over the iOS and iPad OS devices which are enrolled by the company portal or by the automatic enrollment. This is one scenario. You have been asked to create configuration policy to be used to automatically configure Wi-Fi settings for enrolled iOS and iPad OS devices. You need to ensure that Wi-Fi settings are configured as follows. So they want the settings of Wi-Fi like this. So it totally depends upon the organization request that how they want to have the settings. So they have provided us the details. Accordingly, we will be creating the iOS iPad groups. Okay. So as you can see, the Bing is now opening in the kiosk mode. So it means that what we learned about the kiosk, it is working as perfect. If you have the VMs, you can also test with your credentials or after uh, doing the automatic enrollment of a VM and then configuring it. Okay, guys, are we good here? If I'll close it also, it will again open the same thing. If I'll click on end session,
Mm. It won't let you open anything else,
no,
like
because it's a
setting,
single app, full screen kiosk.
and everything is restricted, right? All
Yeah.
the settings are blocked.
See, I'm
You need to click.
closing it. I'm closing it. Nothing is coming.
Oh, that's good. Hmm.
So we'll come to SBR1. Okay. What we will do to bring WS2 back? Anyone? What we gonna do to bring WS back from the kiosk?
We'll take this device from the group, so it will, right?
We'll keep the device in the group, but we will remove the group from the policy.
We are going to create Wi-Fi policy.
We are going to create the Wi-Fi policy and iOS or we would not be able to configure it because we don't have the iOS or iPad devices. So that is not possible as of now because I don't have the iOS or iPad test devices. So here the requirement is that create iOS iPadOS device group. So first of all, we will create the groups. Okay, I will let it like that only. Not going to make any changes. Groups, new group. Okay, it's going to be security, iOS, iPadOS devices. All iOS, iPadOS devices. They are also not saying to add any device because we don't have any device. But if it is there, if we have the devices enrolled, the users have done the enrollment, then we can create the dynamic group if you want, or if you want to add them manually, then you can do the manually. So means the center idea is same that we are creating the group where we have to assign a particular policy, then we are creating the policy and assigning that policy to a that group which you have created. Because the main agenda is that only. So we are going to create it. Configuration, same things we will do. First of all, let me remove it or else so that we will be able to use that group. Edit assignment.
Normally, we don't remove some policies, right? We just remove the device in the real time if we
Yeah, we
want
can
to.
remove the device. Even we do not remove the groups also. We create exclusion group and the device for which you want to remove the kiosk policy. You will add that device. You will add that device in the exclude groups. Okay. Review and save. Okay, it will be removed meanwhile. Now we are going to create that Wi-Fi policy, new policy. Okay, for which platform we have to create? iOS, iPad OS. Okay,
Mm.
it's going to be the template. Then here we will search for Wi-Fi. Okay, we have Wi-Fi here. Create. So once you are going to select a particular template, you will be getting all the settings under those templates. You don't have to configure any setting by yourself. Everything will be there. You just have to select as per the requirement, what is the requirement at your organization. Wi-Fi type, basic or enterprise. So as it was required, you will be told that it will be basic or enterprise. So it is a basic Wi-Fi that needs to be configured as they have told. So basic network name, okay, SSID, security type, WPA, WPA2 personal because it's also now pre-shared key. This is the password of the Wi-Fi. Okay, these things are done. Now we will add the group that we have iOS, iPad, OS devices. Next, create. This is also done. It was quick, by the way. I'll be sharing these things with everyone. No need to worry. I think only Raja Gopal is there who is going to take the MD102 exam within 15 days.
Mm.
So, when you are planning, Raja Gopal, to take the exam? Hello, are you there? Raja Gopal.
Maybe he disconnected.
Yeah, he might be busy somewhere. So, moving ahead, now we are coming to the monitoring part, that how we do the monitoring in Intune.
I just wanted to ask one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we select three things like setting, properties, and templates, right?
Yeah.
The setting properties covers only Windows devices, right?
So the platforms, whatever the platforms you will select, accordingly you will get the policies. Okay. If I am selecting Android and then templates, so we'll be getting the all the templates related to the Android. Okay. If you are, we have to create the Wi-Fi profile for the Android devices, we will get it. If any restriction you want to create for the Android devices, okay, that we can get it.
When you called me,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was away from the desk.
So I was asking that when you are going to take MD102.
Yeah, I want to take in the next 2 weeks, most probably as soon as possible.
Mhm. So this is the settings, Jamin, means these type of settings like you want to block access to camera, block screen capture. So these things
Mm.
mainly in the organization, they block the screen capture on the managed devices. So from here the setting is being configured.
I have one question, Ben. So I'm going through the learning documents in Microsoft and
Uh-huh.
called MTG 102.
Yeah,
They have given around 8 sections. So once you complete all the eight, then you should be good to take the practice test and book the test, right?
yeah. Module assessment, 10 questions might be there in each modules, 9 to 10.
Okay.
So we have done this. Now we are going to perform the practice of monitoring. And to do that, managing identities, we have already completed synchronizing identities using intra-connect. So let's do a quick revision. So in the managing identities and intra ID, what we did? Anyone?
Managing identities. Try it.
Managing identities in intra ID, we created the identities, we created the users. So we created a single user, going to the users and then create a new user. We created like that as well. And we created with the help of the PowerShell also. And then what we did, we synchronized those identities using intra-connect. So we did the synchronization of those identities with the intra-connect so that they are getting synced with the active directory that we have. Okay, then we did device enrollment. In the device enrollment, what we did? We did the
We
registration, that is called BYOD. Then we did the joining, intra ID join. Okay, that that is adopted for autopilot also. So once you do the autopilot, the device get intra ID joined first. Okay, then everything happens. Then we did the intra hybrid join. These three type of enrollment we did. Enrolling device into Intune. So we did this as well. What is the license required to enroll a device in the Intune? Anyone?
it's Intune P1 plan, and we need like Entra ID also P1.
Yeah,
What is
enter ID
P1?
P1, but means if you are not getting P1, enter ID P1 or Intune Plan 1 option, then you have there will be
Mm,
option of enterprise mobility and security E3 or E5.
mm.
That is the basic
What's the
license
difference between the
structure.
D5 and E3 and E5?
For enterprise mobility
What?
and security.
E3 and E5? What?
Yeah, the mobility, enterprise mobility, there is version E3 and E5, right?
Yeah, enterprise mobility and
What
security
are the differences? Like?
E3 or E5. There are very slight differences that particular services you won't be able to see in E3 and but it will be there in E5. So
Okay.
you can search
I
about it.
saw when we on the registration, right? You have
Uh-huh.
there are 8 registrations you can do. One is the auto enrollment. Second is device management.
Mm-hmm.
Third is out of box experience. Four is Entra ID user driven, and then Entra ID pre-configured. Then
Pre-configured,
there
that
is
is
one
right,
is
Gabriel.
yeah. But what the difference it says, the out of box experience is similar, but out of box and user driven is you can skip some of the screen items which you can skip.
Everything, yeah, in the out of box experience, everything will be skipped. No ESP page. Okay.
No,
User.
but they have in the Microsoft Learning document, they mentioned the three things. One is out of box experience, there is user driven autopilot, and then
Mhm.
is autopilot pre-configured. Pre configured, as you said, everything can be skipped. But in the user driven, some can be skipped. But in out of box,
Nothing to be skipped. Means everything will be skipped. Out of box experience, everything will be skipped. User will just open the device, the Windows screen will come.
that is like zero deployment. Then what is the difference between the pre configured and the out of box?
Okay, let me show it technically.
I think it is in the, if you go to the learning document for MD, okay, you're searching.
Out of box experience and pre-configured.
And pre-configured, yeah.
So primary difference between out of box experience environment, pre-configured deployment is when the majority of the provisioning app installed and and policy application occurs. So out of box experience enrollment is user driven. The users unboxes the device, connects to Wi-Fi and sign-ins. The device then downloads policies and apps, which can take a significant amount of time during the setup process. Means when we create the user driven deployment profile in the autopilot, you will see that we are creating it on the OOBE page, that is out of box experience page. So we create it as a user driven. So there will be SP page coming up. User will connect the Wi-Fi, then user will sign in. The SP page will come where it will show that these are the policies, these are the apps being downloaded.
Okay.
Okay, and then it takes a little time to perform the things. Then in the pre-configuration, everything is pre-configured. You don't have to connect the Wi-Fi and all those things. If you are in the office network, it will fetch the Wi-Fi of office and it will connect. So here a technician or OEM performs the setup beforehand, allowing apps and policies to install while in the OOB phase. So OOB phase here will be skipped, and in this situation it won't be skipped, it will be visible to the user because it's a user driven. That's only the difference.
Okay.
So pre-configured is faster and out of box experience is user driven. Okay. And pre-configured is admin or vendor driven. You can call it like that. So it's mainly this.
Okay.
So creating deployment and configuration policies we have completed. Now we are coming to that how we manage the things. Okay, how we take out the reports, how we see the reports in Intune. So you need to review Aaron Nicholas sign-in activity and general information provided by audit logs. You also need to verify the hardware for CWS1 and confirm that configuration policy assigned to this device is successfully applied. So it is just telling that how we do the basic troubleshootings. So first of all, it is asking that how we check the audit logs of Aaron Nicholas. So it's talking about the users. So we have to go to the users. All users. Aaron Nicholas, we have to search. So we are just doing the troubleshooting part, whether if Aaron Nicholas is coming to you and saying that my sign in, I wasn't able to sign in or I wasn't to do anything. So you can come to the sign in logs and see the sign in logs that over which device he signed in recently, or was it successful or not, which conditional access he used that you have applied on the devices. Everything you can see here. So Aaron Nicholas hasn't signed in within last 24 hours. So depending upon the requirement means, as I told, that the page is very friendly. You can see the things. You can download the audit logs, export data settings. Okay. So export data setting means whatever the settings you have applied to get the data for logs. Means if you want to get the logs that if the user is logging to Windows devices, only Windows devices logs should be there. Or if the user is logging to the iOS devices, then iOS logs only should be there. So like that, the criteria is there in the export data settings, and then you can get the sign in logs of the user. So it is very easy thing to be done, but here it is a part of the syllabus. Regarding the monitoring, so monitoring the device information the same way we did for the user, we will be doing for the device also. So it's saying that SCWS1, for SCWS1 we have to see, I think SCWS1 not configured with anyone. No, it's not configured. So we have SCWS2. So we can see for SCWS2, it's saying that you have to check that what is the hardware property, means what is the version installed. So in the hardware property, you can see operating system, on which operating system it is running, how much storage is there, how much storage left. So everything, every detail of the device you can see here. in the hardware. Then if you want to check whether the device is compliant or not, what are the compliance policies getting applied, you can come here and see the device compliance. Then device configuration also, you can see device compliance. Nothing is getting applied to the device because I haven't assigned any of the compliance policy to the device. Then device configuration is there. If you have applied any configuration or any policy, see I have applied this policy, and if you will see, this is succeeded, this got succeeded. So like this you can check the device configurations, that if you have applied any configuration, whether it is getting applied to the device or not. So instead of going to the end user device and doing the troubleshooting, you can see first of all here about the details that we have, and accordingly you can take action.
We also have logs to check.
Logs, we don't have the logs in Intune. From Intune, you cannot collect the logs or take the logs. You can just see the reports, not the
Okay.
logs. Logs you can collect at the end user's device.
Okay. Event viewer.
Yeah, event viewer. So the last one that we have, deploying cloud apps using Intune, which we will start tomorrow. As of now, this much only, and one more thing is remaining, that is the autopilot. It is going to take 5 to 10 minutes. So moving this before moving with this tomorrow, we will do that. We will complete it, and we will not hang it around. Okay guys, so that was all for the day.
Even you sent us one like lab exercise right last week. That has Microsoft Entra Connect Sync.
Okay,
That you need to have a VM running Active Directory, or how do you?
there should be active directory running to perform the sync, but as we don't have the active directory, so we can just experience the sync part.
Okay. What are the? You just follow the steps and
Yeah,
see
just
because
follow these steps and try to understand these steps. I have 50 scenarios created, 50 modules created. I'll be sharing with you, with everyone, so that you can go through each module, that each scenario, that what type of scenarios are being asked in the exams or in the interviews. So those scenarios will surely help you to crack the MD102.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so guys, that was all for the day. If anybody have any questions, I can take it up.